Hi, welcome to the Walking Word. My name is Annie, and we go through the Bible in a year. For us to be able to finish the Bible in a year, we read 5 chapters a day. Today we're reading Genesis chapter 22, the testing of Abraham. So, time after these events, so time after the birth of Isaac, Ishmael goes away, the pact at Beersheba with Abimelech. Now we're moving into the testing of Abraham. Some time after these events, God put Abraham to the test. He called to him, Abraham. Ready, he replied. I'm here. Then God said, take your son Isaac, your only one, whom you love, and go to the land of Moriah. There you shall offer him up as a holocaust on a height that I will point out to you. Early the next morning, Abraham saddled his donkey, took with him his son Isaac, and two of his servants as well, and with the wood that he had cut for the holocaust, his son being the holocaust, set out for the place of which God had told him. Now look at Abraham's level of faith. God gives him instructions the previous night. In the morning, he rises up ready to do it. This is why we call him the father of faith. Doesn't think twice. Whatever God has said, let's do it. On the third day, Abraham got sight of the place from afar. Then he said to his servants, both of you stay here with the donkey while Isaac and I, go on over the yonder. We will worship and then come back to you. So at this point, and when we read the Gospels, you'll understand why Abraham was so full of faith in doing this, because in Abraham's mind, God can never do him dirty, and that's how his faith works. His faith works in obedience and in understanding who God is. Let's continue. We will worship and then come back to you. Thereupon, Abraham took the wood for the holocaust and laid it on his son Isaac's shoulder, while he himself carried the fire and the knife. As the two walked on together, Isaac spoke to his father Abraham. Father, he said. Yes, son, he replied. Isaac continued, here are the fire and the wood, but where is the sheep for the holocaust? And hear what Abraham says. Son, God himself will provide the sheep for the holocaust. Then the two continued going forward. When they came to the place of which God had told him, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. Next, he tied up his son Isaac and put him on top of the wood on the altar. Then he reached out and took the knife to slaughter his son. But the angel of the Lord, called to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Yes, Lord, he answered. Do not lay your hand on the boy, said the angel of the Lord. Do not do the least thing to him. Don't even touch a speck on him, right? Don't even do the least thing on him. I now I know now how devoted you are to God, since you did not withhold from me your own beloved son. So often you'll hear the name the angel of the Lord. Sometimes it is an actual manifestation of God himself, but he presents himself almost looking like an angel, right? Um, so you'll hear those names quite often in scriptures. There's some which the angel of the Lord, which are actual angels, but sometimes you hear the angel, a specific one, the angel of the Lord, then chances are it's actually the Lord himself. Let's continue. Do not do the least thing to him. I know now how devoted you are to God, since you did not withhold from me your own beloved son. As Abraham looked about, he spied a ram. So he saw a ram. He spied a ram caught by its horns in the thicket. So he went and took the ram and offered it up as a holocaust in place of his son. Abraham named the site Yahweh Yireh, or Yahweh Jireh, depending on your dialect. Yahweh Yireh is Jehovah Jireh or Jireh, is the Lord provides. Yeah, the God of provision. His name is Jehovah Jireh or Yahweh Jireh. Hence, people now say, on the mountain, the Lord will see, the Lord provides. Again, the Lord's messenger or the angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven and said, I swear by myself. So this is how we know it is the Lord God Almighty Himself, presenting Himself as the angel of the Lord. I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you acted as you did in not withholding from me your beloved Son, I will bless you abundantly and make your descendants as countless as the stars of the sky and the sands of the seashore. Your descendants shall take possession of the gates of their enemies, and in your descendants all the nations of the earth shall find blessing. All this because you obeyed my command. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Abraham then returned to his servants, and they set out together for Beersheba, where Abraham made his home. You can imagine the walk back home with Isaac. Dad, you tried to kill me. Let's continue. Nahor's descendants. Some time afterward, the news came to Abraham. Milcah, too, has borne sons to your brother Nahor. Uz, his firstborn, his brother Buz, Kemuel, the father of Aram, Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. Bethuel became the father of Rebekah. These 8 Milcah bore to Abraham's brother Nahor. His concubine, whose name was Ruma, also bore children, Teba, Gaham, Tahash, and Maakah. We continue in chapter 23 in the next one.